Hi friends! Welcome to another art video. I had the pleasure of interviewing toy designer Aleana Soto, who just so happens to be my sister-in-law. In the interview, we get to talk about how she started getting into toy designing, her background in art, and her creative process through it all. And we also get to talk about just a lot of insightful tips for anyone who wants to get into toy designing or just anyone doing art. So I hope you enjoy. Hi! How are you doing
Hey,
today?
good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that we got everything nice and set up. It's been a lazy Sunday for the most part. And I
hmm
don't know if you could see, but I have a tub.
Ooh, yes, I'm ready. Ooh,
I'm super
ooh,
excited
I
to
want to
like
see what you're
play
gonna
with
work
it.
on.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I am Fetch from Fetch for Donuts, real name Eliana, and I am a toy designer. I've been doing toy design now for almost 3 years, and I have a background in graphic design, but I've been a toy collector for over 12 years and fell in love with the idea of making toys and just said, you know what, let's go for it. Let's try our hand at it. And that's pretty much the start of how it all began with making toys.
I know. I
I've been doing it
whenever
ever
we go
since.
visit, like I love seeing your toy collection just like grow, and it's been
Yeah.
growing exponentially.
Yeah, I keep collecting as I see things that I fall in love with. I mean, it could be from anywhere. I just love the idea of collecting toys. I've been doing it for so long, and yeah, I love adding my own pieces with pieces that I've collected. And I was actually looking at a piece today that was like 15 inches tall, and I'm like, I think I want to buy that.
Well, I mean, honestly,
So
why not? Like they're like commercialized art, so just go
mhm,
for it. I feel like in
yeah,
for 15 inches, like you could just put that in your bookshelf and just like
yeah,
display it, have a little
yeah.
spotlight.
Oh yeah. I was like, I go, it's neon green and it's 15 inches tall. Should I buy it? I was
Yes,
like, maybe I should. I go, I think I
immediate.
am.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, there's this one
immediately.
figurine that I want to buy, and it's like a 3D like sculpture. It's
Mm.
$300. It's a limited run of like 50 or something, but it's just like I could probably do that. Like it's
Yeah,
just
you can do
for a
it.
sculpture, it's just that's also like one of
hmm
a kind almost like or
Yeah,
like a limited run. You just kind of go for it. Why not?
yeah. I will be the worst person to ask because I will be like, yeah, go for it, do it. If you love it enough and it's gonna be part of your piece and part of your life, and it's art. I mean, like,
Agreed.
if you fall in love with it, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares? Just buy it.
Yeah, it's only for you. Like you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like
Mm,
happy, and as long as you don't regret not buying it later, then like why not?
right. Exactly.
I'm super for impulsive buys.
Yeah, I know. I have to hold myself back sometimes because I don't normally get like that. But then that comes that little itch. I see a toy that I like or a piece of art or something, and I'm like, ugh, I need to buy it.
Just give
Yep,
it to me.
I know. Seriously.
So
Like
did
that
you?
time we went to the antique store together and I saw that sculpture. I just had to get it. I was
Yeah.
like, didn't matter. I needed it.
Well, even at Goodwill, like all the thrift stores around here, like I found that like the Japanese figurine for like seven
Oh, yeah.
dollars, ceramic
Ooh,
bisque, uh, like fine painted. Like I had to have it. I needed it.
yeah. Yeah. Why not? I
So
admire it. Yeah. I mean, you got your own collection going on behind you there. I
oh,
see it. hmm
yes, all the toys here, it's like half plushies, half like we have Mario, we have like
hmm
two Kirby shrines, plus some
I still
Kirby's
love
up
it.
here. And then I have
hmm
a whole collection dedicated to a video game character. His name is Nathan Drake from the Uncharted
hmm
series.
hmm
Yeah, it's a problem.
No, well, yeah, it can be. It can be. I think I have about like three balloon dog toys for no reason whatsoever. That's just I want them.
Well, those are Jeff Koons, right? That's like iconic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love them.
So did you always want to start making toys?
Not at first, no. I just love the idea of being an artist. I think it was just I've always been an artist. I think even as a little kid, I always knew that I liked the idea of making stuff with my hands. I always needed to do something, whether it was drawing, sewing, anything really. So it was, I guess it was always in me. But I didn't start out my career as a toy designer. I started out as a graphic designer. Went to college, studied graphic design, and I love it. But there was always, I guess, this. immature playfulness about me, I guess, because I love doing mostly kids graphics. Like that's what I kind of fell into. I started doing illustrations for like kid shirts and things like that. And I think my naive hand just I felt it felt right. So
Yeah.
I think I think me stepping into toys just was natural, like an extension of that, I think, because once I started going to like what was it? Kid Robot in Soho. There
Mhm.
was like this little toy shop and we used to go there like every week and I would just fall in love with all the different creations that people were making. And I was like, "What is this? Oh my god, I love it." And then I went to a Comic-Con and they had like booths of toys and I just started buying because I was just like, "I love these" because I just felt like I could have a little piece of somebody's creativity in my hands and I can just have it and enjoy it. And that's kind of where it started. So it went from the my love as a graphic designer, which I still am, like that is still me, but yeah, just I kind of just stepped away from that and just got really back like into the toys. And first as a collector and then as a designer.
I like that it definitely just sounds supernatural, and you still you watch cartoons still,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
like how can you not? Like it's
Yeah.
like cuz we talked about it. We love the show Gumball. Like super
Yes.
stylized, super funny, and it's just like it even you have a painting in your house that you had since like college, right? Like you made it in college or you made it like a few years back.
You're talking about the Rainbow Bright painting, right? That
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
stylized. And it's like, I think, yeah, you could just kind of see the natural progression in your art. And it just like,
Mm.
your art style lends itself well to toys, to sculptures, to just like the 3D realm.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I always made jokes about how my mind works kind of in 3D. I always imagined what something like two-dimensional, just something like just drawn would look like if it was brought out of the page. Like, what would it feel like? What would it look like? In my brain, it just made sense. So I think that's why when finally decided to make toys, it happened naturally for me. Where it made sense in my brain to be like, oh yeah, this is how it works. Just I guess I was naturally born with that idea in my head.
Well, I think it like, no, totally makes sense. Yeah, and I just love like seeing your little bunnies, like and even some of the stuff because you bought something at Disney Springs when you came to visit us, and like
Hmm?
seeing you like build up on it and just making it a whole different thing. Is that a secret, or can you like show it?
No,
Or
no, no, no. Which one are we talking about? We're talking about
it was like
the
a cupcake. It was a light up cupcake.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I have like a pile of a lot of work in there.
I've seen
Just
your
stacks of
bookcases.
vinyls. Yep. Vinyl toys, thank you. Vinyl toys and like other pieces that I buy, like to say I'm gonna customize on this. I have literally a shelf full of stuff to work on. So you're talking about this guy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you saw that in the store, I could
Mhm.
see the gears turning. You were saying the ideas, the concepts that you would do to it to um to work on it, to create a new
Mhm.
sculpture
Yeah.
basically. And it's so
Yeah.
like interesting to see that just in live real like time.
Right. I think you saw my thinking process like out loud. Yeah, you got to witness it. That's kind of how it is a lot of times for me when it comes to ideas. Like if I see something and it sparks an idea, my brain will just start turning and then I'll just start thinking about all the possibilities. So this one's cool because this is a night light. So I was like, ooh, I was like, this has a light already built in. This is amazing. And then it's already vinyl. So it's like, okay, perfect. And it stands. So I'm like, okay, I can take this base, customize this. I can rip all this out and put something else, maybe create a character out of it, maybe put legs on it. Like, yeah, it's just this is going to be cool once I do it and you won't recognize it anymore, which is going to be cool, but then you were lucky enough to see the beginnings, so you'll be able to see the whole
I saw the
process.
entire seed start to
Mhm.
sprout.
You saw the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be yeah, this one will be fun because, I like I'm always trying to challenge myself. So the fact that this has a light already is like, ooh, I was like, let's enhance the toy. Let's see what else we can do. So, I'm always learning, always learning.
That's a good way to go about it too. So when you started doing toys, did you start immediately using blank like other platforms from other people? Did you start using Kid Robot? Like, how exactly did
Um
you start making the
the
toys?
first time I made a toy, I bought like a Kid Robot blank, like a money doll, but I actually started messing around with it and I didn't really go anywhere. So I just kind of left it on the counter. And then one day I started kind of doing plushies first. I had an Etsy shop. I didn't know how to sculpt, but I knew how to sew. So I started just making little donuts, which I know you bought some of my donuts, yeah.
Let me take them
Um,
down.
oh yeah. Um,
Yes, we're a big fan.
there you go. Yeah, yeah. My little mermaid donuts. Yeah, that's how I kind of got my start. Like I started sewing, and I started doing like bunnies and other little characters, food characters mostly. And that's kind of where it started. And then I said, okay, I want to try my hand at actually sculpting like a toy, like a designer toy, not a plushie, a designer toy, like a sculpture. So I went and got myself Sculpey, which is an oven baking clay, like a polymer clay, and I just sculpted and I created my first ever piece, which was the zombie popsicle, which is the first piece I ever did. And I documented the whole thing on Instagram and I just kept posting it. So that's where it really started. That was just, I just literally took clay and then I just started molding to see what I can come up with. So I basically started my first piece ever as an original piece. Didn't sculpt on anything. It was pretty ambitious of me. I don't know what I was thinking.
I was gonna say because like to go from like drawing like
Mhm.
digitally to sewing to like handcraft like different material, you need all kinds of tools. You need like I know when I did sculpture back in like college and stuff, I had to buy like so many tools and so many like Sculpey and like
Mhm.
so involved, and it's very it can be tedious, but if you love that kind of work, which I know you do,
Mhm.
it's very much like you have to concentrate a lot and you have to like
Yeah.
make the right motions and stuff.
I guess for me, I didn't know where to start. So I literally went on YouTube and just typed in designer toys, art toys, and just found like some like main people that were really doing it and just seeing what they used and be like, oh, okay, they use that tool. Okay, I'm gonna buy that tool. They use this clay. Okay, I'm gonna buy that clay. And just kind of getting an idea, like starting off easy, but still wanting to learn from the professionals, like where I want to go. So I wanted to start off small, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to like, I wanted to cut, I didn't want to like take my time. I wanted to cut to what professionals use
Oh yeah.
immediately. Yeah. So I was like, okay. So I bought a few tools off of Amazon and I got some clay and then I just went to town and I was like, well, you know what? I was like, I'm going to mess up. I'm going to mess up. I'm just going to go for it and see what comes out. And I was lucky enough that I came out with something really nice.
So like exactly because like you started with a zombie popsicle, but now
Hmm.
like your signature character now is a zombie bunny. That
Right.
that is very like super stylized. I love it, and you've done so many variations. It's really cool that like just the one character can you can build a whole list of characters from it.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
what inspired you to do the zombie bunny?
So, as I said, I started out with the zombie popsicle, and then that caught the attention of a gallery in Philadelphia called Mothership Gallery or Martian Toys. So they reached out to me and they asked me, would you want to put your piece in one of our shows? And I actually said no. And this was in the beginning of my career. So I was like, I told them no because it was my first piece I had ever worked on. I honestly didn't feel very confident, like it was amazing, but they really wanted it, but I said no. So they invited me to a show to do and it was all like bunny themed, so they asked me to be part of that and I said okay, great. So I started doing concept sketches and things like that, and then the project fell through. I didn't get to do that show, but my idea was still there. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to go with it and just continue on my sketch and make my own bunny. And that's pretty much what happened. That's how the zombie bunny came to life, just from an inspiration from another show. And then I took him and I just started sculpting him and brought him to life.
Yeah,
And as yeah,
it looks so good. Like now that you made a mold of him, right? So now you can just like
did.
continue making zombie bunnies, and like you can continue doing like different variations. Like you did a retro wave one, you did a honey one, you did a
Hmm.
zombie one, like an
Hmm.
actual like
Yeah.
so cool.
I the idea was behind the bunny was to make it, after I had like a 3D artist like help refine it for me, and I had it 3D printed, which I can show you. This is actually my new version that's going to come out, which is the Zombie Bunny 2.0. So he's even
Ooh.
cleaner than the original one.
Hmm.
So there's no seam or anything. So after I went through all this process, I wanted this bunny to be blank, in the sense that that's why I've done so many different variations of it. I wanted it to be open to anything.
Yeah.
like just let your imagination run wild with it, like kind of, okay, let's make them neon this time. Let's make them glow in the dark. Let's make them, fun. Let's make them serious. So yeah, I think it's a good platform to build on.
I agree. Like it's so cool. Like you had one that had a worm coming out, right?
Hmm.
That one was cool.
That was
Um
my first ever. That was my original sculpt of the zombie
oh yeah,
bunny.
that's right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um that was so cool. I still like I know you have one on your Instagram and it's like green or neon green, I think it is, with some like splatter on it. And it looks
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
cute.
Thank you, thank you. That's my latest drop that I did. That was yeah, it was like a teal ground with like paint splatters I did, which was a lot of fun to do
I
because I put
bet.
them in a box and I took a toothbrush and I was just flicking them with paint to like to whatever happened. So every single bunny is different because I did each one individually.
That's the beauty of
So,
the
which is kind
process
of fun.
too.
Yeah, it's fun. So like I like the fact that I can create something for someone and then they love it enough where they can buy it and put it in their collection and then they know that I had my hands on this. Like each
Oh yeah.
individual one I did, I took my time and I made sure it looked good, every single one, like to perfection.
Oh
That's what I
yeah.
try to
Well,
do.
with the retro wave one, I think you had like five or something, if I remember, and they were like super
Mhm.
limited run, which is
Yeah,
like,
it's this one, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I love that one. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's like
This
gorgeous.
one, I love this one. It's by far my favorite one I've ever done. Yeah, I did this drop with Bubble Wrap, which is a toy company, and yeah, I did a run. I think it was six of them,
Oh,
and
close.
yeah, yeah, you were close. And yeah, this one was great. But this one, what was unique about this one was I worked in layers on this one, sort of like how you would work in layers in Photoshop, right?
Yeah.
So I actually designed him in Photoshop first to get an idea of
Oh
what I wanted.
really?
Yeah, so I have a picture of a blank one, and then that's how I color up my toys. Like I'll like think of colorways and stuff, and I'll do it quickly in Photoshop just to get a rough idea of
Mhm.
what I want to do, and then that I'll go with it. So this one, yeah, so this one was first the gradient, and then the black, and then the paint splatters, and then the blue. So it was like one layer after another. But I think it came out great. I love
No,
this one
it's
so much.
gorgeous. It like even glows, and that's the thing. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
like it. Yeah, it glows. It's so vibrant. I love
thank you.
it.
Yeah, I love pieces with really saturated color. Like I don't know, it just speaks to me, I guess. There goes my childhood again, just my youth, my inner child just being like, oh, we got to be bright and colorful.
Yeah. I no, I agree. I totally agree. Well, with you with the bright colors, for me it's like pastels and like muted
Right.
soft colors.
You respond to the soft and muted colors. I totally get it though.
Yeah,
Those are beautiful.
they are. So what actually inspired you to do the mini bunny?
Ah, this guy, right? The blank. Yeah.
Yeah, I have mine right
Okay,
here.
so, yay! I'm so happy. I cannot wait to see what you do with it. So as you know, this is my original, right? So I took basically this form and then simplified him. So now he has no drips, no face, no nothing. I wanted a platform that was even more simplified than my zombie bunny because my zombie bunny has his drips and his tongue. So he has his own little style. I wanted to create something that was like a blank canvas for the artist. So the artist can take it and think of anything they wanted to do. And I loved the form of the bunny so much that I thought it would be so cool to just simplify them and then, have it as a toy. And I made it small to try to kind of see how it went, to see if people liked it, if people were like into it. So that's pretty much how it came about. I just wanted to give back to the artist community and just give them something that, okay, maybe it's not a custom one of my pieces, but here's my blank. Do something on your own, or sell it, or keep it, or do whatever you want. So that's pretty much why I did it.
I feel like the start of your brand began with doing like the felt bunnies or the felt donuts, and
Hmm.
then now it's like branching out to like the zombie bunny and now the blank bunny, and now it's I think essentially you're going to become like a high fashion toy designer. Like I love that you're very like it's like brand specific. You're going to be known for
Right.
your bunnies, and it's going to be like it's like such a great. I think it's a very good starter blank, at least like because I bought a couple, and
Hmm.
I've never done one before, but it looks so easy to use. It looks the shape itself can be anything you want. To me, it's like kawaii. It's tiny. It's like
Hmm.
narrow. It's so cute. And it has. I love that it has the little bump. I don't know if you can see it.
Hmm.
And then I also love that it has your logo.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
all about
God.
branding, right? Branding
That's
and marketing.
such a nice touch. And
I
like,
feel like those are important. You want people to know that it's still yours, even
exactly.
though,
Well, I even feel like the shape is very you. Like it's very fetch branding, to be
that's
honest.
awesome. No, I'm glad you said that. That's the intention. So, like, when I hear people say that to me, it makes me feel good because it's like, okay, I'm doing something right. Because it's like I want to build on my name. I want to build on the brand.
That's
I
the
want to be
dream.
known in the industry, right? Like,
Yeah.
I want people to be like, oh yeah, I know Fetch. Like that's yeah, I she does those. She does it. I don't want to bucket myself and be like that's all I do, but
Oh yeah.
I think for right now, starting out in my career, I think it's a good thing that I get known for a certain style,
Oh yeah.
because then I'm always going to be branching out. I'm always going to try something new. But I think for my beginnings, I think this is a good thing because I
Oh
want I
yeah.
want to be established. You know what I mean? I want to be taken like serious. Like, okay, she's not messing around. Like she's doing this. So yeah,
I mean,
got to
I think
brand everything.
I think that's like super like you could tell because these are sold out. I went to go yesterday to see on your Shopify because even my sister's like, I'm very excited. I want to do one too. And we went to go like on your website and I'm not going to give her one of mine, of course not, but she could buy one herself.
Buy one.
But
Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna have
like
another drop soon. So yeah, I mean, I really didn't realize how much of a good response I was gonna get from these guys
yeah.
because, it's so personal. Because I love them, but that doesn't mean everybody's gonna love them, right? So I put them out there and they sold within minutes. I was like, wow. So then I did a second drop and again sold within minutes. And I was like, wow, people really like these, I guess. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think it has one it has a lot to do with the personality, the branding, and like it's honestly like I feel like it's so digestible as a design. Like it already looks classic and iconic. Like it's very minimal. It's very like you'd want this like no matter what. Like whether you're a little kid or if you're an adult and you want a designer toy. Like I honestly iconic. That's all I can say about the shape.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope it stays that way. I hope it becomes a staple in people's collections, whether you're a kid or you're an adult or whatever you are. Just I just want it to be something fun. I mean, I'm so honored when somebody takes something and I'm part of their collection. I think that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Oh no, I
Yeah.
totally agree. Which like I totally agree. Like that's why I have a lot of your stuff.
No, and listen, I'm so honored that you have all my stuff. It's great. I mean, I love hearing that. I want to hear people tell me like, "Oh, I have," like when I see some people post a few of my bunnies, I'm like, "Wow, you actually have that many of my bunnies? That's kind of crazy." And then I step back and I'm like, "That's crazy. I've done that many bunnies already?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Does it feel like it?"
You should just like have an ongoing just gallery or you know what? You should just start a catalog. Just a catalog of all your colorways.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be cool.
It's true. Yeah, I thought about eventually doing like my own little art book where I literally have pictures of all the bunnies I've done, like a
Yeah.
collection series. Like that would be kind of fun.
I think so too. A
Eventually.
little fetch
Yeah.
for donuts like and you can do
Yeah.
like you can even do like the mini bunnies, you can do even your donuts. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is cool.
Well, the donut is another platform that I have that I haven't released yet. That'll be, I'm thinking for next year, I'm going to release the donut platform. So it'll be a brand new platform. And that'll probably be something where I'll do it similar to the Zombie Bunny, where I do my own colorways and then maybe eventually do some blanks, which will be fun too. Because then
That would
people can
be
really go
exciting.
crazy. hmm Yeah.
So what are your
I'm going to
plans
keep going.
for you should honestly. What are your plans for the mini bunny blank?
So right now the plan is just to get it out to people that want it. So just restocking the shop so then people can get it and customize it on their own. I want to do a couple of customs on it myself and sell them as well. I've only done one custom on it before, and it was for somebody else's show. So definitely want to do some of my own. And then I'm thinking of hosting some type of show, probably online, where I'll have, or if in a location, don't know yet, but I'd love to hand out these to artists to customize for themselves, and then get them all together and do some type of like group show. That would be great.
I think it'd be so cool. Like
hmm
I want to tell you what I'm planning, but I also don't want to tell you. But
Don't tell me.
it's gonna be very involved.
I'm excited. I saw all your supplies and stuff, and I'm like, what is she doing? And I want to know so bad. But no, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I
I will
want to
tell
be
you. I will tell
surprised.
you. It's gonna be super involved, but I'm
I'm
just gonna
sure
let
it'll
you
be
know.
great.
I'm gonna let you know it'll be $1,000.
Hey, whatever. You know what? You put value on your work. If you think it's worth 1,000, then it's worth 1,000.
We'll see. I have a
No, but for
couple
real
just in
though,
case.
like I think you'll be fine. You're an artist yourself, so you'll do it. And there will be moments where you're gonna get frustrated, probably, and that's okay. That's part of the process. So,
I mean, I think that's also the thing with like switching from 2D to 3D. There's gonna be like a little bit of a
oh yeah, like
what's
a
the
learning
word
curve.
like?
The learning curve a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically. I think it'll be fun though. It'll be fine.
I think so.
Do you have
You're
any
gonna
other
you're gonna be fine.
tips?
As a yeah, sure. If like you're an artist that like yourself that has never done like 3D stuff or sculpting before, I would say that the best thing you could do is just do a little bit of research on YouTube, about sculpting if you've never done it ever before. If you have, but you have a little bit experience with sculpting, so you already know. But yeah, I would say do some research first just to kind of get the idea of what tools you may need. You don't have to go crazy buying a bunch of stuff. Just buy basic stuff. You'll eventually learn what tools you prefer over others. Not
Mm-hmm.
everybody uses the same tools. Sometimes you have to make your own tools that work out for you. So, it's all about learning. I think that's the beauty about sculpting. You can just learn as you go. As far as that, I'd say get yourself a good idea. Draw it on paper or, sketch it on the computer, whatever you're comfortable with. Get a concept and just go for it. Get your hands in it. Don't hesitate. Don't say, okay, I'll wait till tomorrow or oh, I'll see. No, just go for it. Do it. Do it. You'll get there. Even if it takes you a month, you'll do it.
Yeah, I was like when I was going, I went to a couple of stores, like one a local art store like around here, and I went to Michael's, and I even went to like a sewing store. Hint,
Hmm.
hint. And I was just like, my little artist heart is just like so full right now. Just like buying one all new materials. There's nothing like buying new art
Oh,
stuff,
best thing ever.
especially when you have like the money to go a little bit like more.
Oh yeah.
It's nice.
I
It's so
remember being the
nice.
broke college kid and couldn't even afford a pad of Bristol paper.
Yeah.
Now I can just go in and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy all this stuff because I can." It's a wonderful feeling.
It's a wonderful feeling of like having like income and also being an adult to be to like I think I will buy this $5 brush that has
Hmm.
very nice bristles. Like I
Yep.
deserve it.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Exactly.
need it.
I need it. Like this brush is amazing. It can create some really really nice lines. I'm buying it.
Yeah. And like and
Mm.
that's the thing too. I was talking or asking Johnny questions like as if he would know. Like he would be the last person to know what I need to buy. But my sister and my husband Johnny came by, or he came with me, and they like we all went to the stores and we were shopping
Mhm.
together, and I was just like kind of like asking them questions for affirmations like I should buy this, right? I should probably get this, right? And there's such enablers. They'll say yes, you need to buy it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Johnny, at some point, I was looking at the value brushes, and Johnny was like, "Oh, you're going value?"
You're gonna lower yourself to those standards. Let me
No.
tell you, a value brush is great for certain things.
Oh yeah,
Don't
for
knock a value
sure.
brush.
Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah, for sure. But
Mhm.
he was definitely like, "Go for the individual brushes.
Yeah, don't do that to yourself.
Don't
Get the
do that."
brush you need. Yeah, come on. You're an artist. You should
Yeah.
know better.
Yeah, that's the thing too. I was like, I knew better. Like, I know I don't need like 10 brushes. I just need like
Mm,
three, if not four, like main brushes to use. So
exactly.
it was like it's very exciting because I've never used the modern clay. I'll definitely have to like look it up. I don't think it'll be too hard to work with,
Mhm.
but it'll. I was just like I'm just super excited to do stuff with my hands again, like being a
Well,
digital
yeah.
artist and stuff. Um, it'll be nice to just like sit down and kind of just like hone in, just hyper concentrate on just the one thing. And I'm super excited. Johnny was even asking me like, how long do you think this is gonna take? Like, how long do you want to work on this? And I was like, for as long as I want.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
literally is whenever I have the time, and like, I don't want to rush a project like this because I want to make sure that it's the way that I envision it.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
and that's the best approach to take because the moment you start putting time frames in and all this stuff, the pressure starts to build, you get stressed, things aren't working out the way they do, and sometimes they don't. I can tell you so many times when I'm sculpting something and I've broken something mid-sculpt, or I dropped something, or something's just not handling right, the clay isn't working right, the temperature in the room isn't right, things happen.
yeah.
So, yeah, with jobs, sometimes you're in a bit of a time crunch, but in your case, since you're working on this for yourself and stuff, like I say, yeah, take your time, do it exactly how you envision it. You're the artist, so that's the point. You're gonna go in, you're gonna do exactly what you want. So that's the beauty of the blank, and that's what I'm excited to see. I want to see what comes out of your mind.
Yeah, and I'm super excited. Like I love the concept of doing a whole blank like mini blank show. Like if and when that does happen, I am going straight to that show, whether it's in New York or somewhere else. I'm gonna be there, and I want to see like all the creations because that's all it is. It's all creativity, and like I want
Yeah,
to see what everyone is making.
yeah.
Like when we went to your latest art gallery show, I guess not maybe
Mhm.
your latest one, but the one in June while we were visiting you guys in
That was the Pride show with my plastic heart.
yeah,
Yeah, the gallery in
like
Brooklyn, right?
yeah, that was so
Mhm.
cool. That was
Mhm.
like I've never been in such a environment like that before, like a show slash
Mhm.
store slash like they were serving craft beer. They had
Mhm.
sandwiches. They had like it was so cool. They had vintage toys and like
Mhm.
that was so cool. And just seeing all the shelves of well, there was also paintings. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure there was one that I really liked. There's paintings, there was drawings, and there was that whole section of just toys. And there was
Mhm.
that one toy. It was a lady. She was on a pedestal. She was like turning, and she's all
Mhm. Yep.
translucent, like the rainbow colors. Oh
Yep.
my gosh, like that's so cool to actually like be that close to see all the sculptures, and like just what everyone is came up with for the show.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Like they gave you a concept, and then like for that one, it was about Pride. So it was Pride Month, and it just was so beautiful to see all these artists that what they created with that concept in their mind. And I think that's the best part of these shows is like it's nice to see them online, but
Oh
to
yeah,
be in person in a gallery in an environment with other creatives around you that kind of have the same mindset as you just feel like this sense of community and like you enjoy it. If you and then you get so inspired too, because then you're in there, you're seeing other people's stuff and you're talking and you're mingling and you're hanging out, and then it's a wonderful experience. Like I when you guys come back to New York, I'll take you to some more galleries since you like them so much. Yeah.
yeah, please.
Yeah, yeah. They're fun.
Yeah, and then there's something also like not to knock like posting on Instagram and stuff like that, but there's something about seeing like an actual piece of art like in the flesh. Like you can
Oh yeah.
see like all the little details. It's like when you go see an actual Van Gogh in a museum, like
Hmm.
a lot of that stuff doesn't translate well in a photo. You
Yeah.
have to be like in in the space to appreciate every single little detail.
Totally agree. I mean, I remember the first time I saw a Van Gogh piece in person, I was silenced because I was like, I've seen them before, but never in person. And when I saw Starry Night, I know this sounds so cliche, but
Oh no, I
once I
know.
saw it, I was just like, wow! Like it just, I could feel everything. Like I could just see it. Like or even like a Frida painting. Like she's an amazing artist, but when I saw her paintings in real life. I couldn't believe it. It was incredible. So yeah, seeing a piece of art in the flesh is totally different than seeing it online. Like you said, not knocking Instagram, of course, but um, a picture could never capture an art's true beauty.
No, I
So
totally
that's what's so
agree.
fun about those shows. You get to
Yeah.
see them.
And it's so like visceral too. Like you can actually like react to them
Hmm.
and experience the
Yep.
emotion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good feeling. So I'm glad you enjoy it too.
I do. I wish we had more things like that here in Orlando, to be honest. But like,
You do. You have some events. Like I know there was one not too long ago that they were doing, like some expo. I know they do like Comic Cons. A lot
oh
of
yeah,
Comic Cons, they artists will go and do those too. So yeah, you have some.
some
Have
stuff.
you have some galleries there? Yeah.
Yeah. Not as cool though.
Well, I'm from New York. I
I know
get
that it's just like
it. It kind of goes hand in hand.
agreed.
Mm-mm.
So how do you go
Yeah.
about finding gallery shows that you can display your toys in?
Well, for The most part is mostly social media searching. So if it's kind of like you follow one artist and then you see that artist does a show in some place and then you follow that gallery and then that's kind of how you get familiar with the names. It's kind of like word of mouth. Or you see like I said, another artist working with somebody and you're like, oh, who's that? And then you'll check them out and you'll be like, oh, okay. Luckily enough for me, I knew of these galleries, but I never actually reached out. Martian Toys reached out to me first, so that's how it kind of kicked off. And then I remember when I finally got a chance to work with Clutter Magazine and their gallery, I remember they were doing a live one day, and I jumped on and I said, "Hey, I'd love to work with you guys." And I just said it, like just randomly, just to put it out there. And it's like, "Oh yeah, we'll get in touch with you." And that's exactly how it happened. So I kind of take the risk sometimes and just reach out to these galleries and be like, "Hey, I'd love to work with you sometime." And that's how it's been. So I've been lucky enough that I've worked with a few galleries now, literally by just going on there, talking, and just connecting with people. That's usually how I get the connection to work with a gallery.
I mean, at the bottom of it, it sounds like networking, which is still cool. Like a lot of people, or like a lot of mm, businesses are doing lives, and that you could just be like, "Hey, I'm interested," and they'll just like send out like,
Mm-hmm.
"Here, give me your email address. We'll connect or something."
Yep.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
I could tell that it's all about networking, which is a bit of a struggle for me. I tend to not be super social like that, like constantly
Oh no,
talking,
I
talking,
know how it
talking.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also like the idea of like putting yourself out there. Like you're super vulnerable, and like it's still super scary. No matter how like how much older you get, it's still like
Mhm.
it's still a battle. But like it's
Yeah.
great to know that if you do it, amazing things will happen. I mean, regardless. Like you can
Right.
only experience, the highs, if not anything, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so far everything's been going well. I mean, I'm sure there'll be bumps in the road as there always are, and it happens. But for the most part, yeah, I've been lucky to work with some really, really amazing galleries and some really great people. I haven't really run into anybody that's really given me an issue at all. So I've been lucky that I've connected with so many other artists that are amazing and have been willing to help me out if I have a question, or they'll give me feedback or I'll give them feedback. So it's a great way to connect with other artists. So social media is great for that.
Oh, yeah, even at the Pride show, like there were people who were like, "Hey, Fetch," or "Hi, Fetch," and
Yeah.
like,
And I didn't know who they were. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, you know me. It's like crazy because I kind of hide myself. I don't really show myself too much. So it's interesting. But yeah, you start to just create these friendships with people. It's crazy.
yeah, it's part of the community. That's so cool.
Hmm.
Do you have any shows or any upcoming shows that you want to like shout out or like?
Dude, yeah, I have about 3 Halloween shows coming up.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, I didn't realize they were all around the same time. So yeah, so I'm working on a show right now with Trash Panda Toys. So
Ooh.
that's a Halloween show. That one's fun because the pieces I'm going to create, the proceeds are all going to be donated to Feeding America for children's hunger. So it's a good charity, a good cause. So
That's
I definitely
incredible.
jumped on that one. Yeah. So those pieces, I believe, will go on like an auction. I believe I don't know exactly how they'll do the pricing and stuff, but whatever proceeds are made from these toys, obviously the person has the toy, and all their money will go to this charity, which will be great. And then I have Preteria, which is another show that I'm doing on Bunny Mish's platform. She's another toy designer. She has a platform, so she supplies the artist with her platform, and we just
Oh,
customize on that. So that'll be fun. And then I'm looking at my list. I have another one called Monster Mash, which is these people that actually live in Florida, and this will be online, I believe, though.
okay.
And yeah, so I'll be doing some pieces for that. So I have 3 Halloween shows coming up.
You. Oh my gosh, and it's almost September.
Oh yeah, girl, don't remind me. I mean, I already have like a piece that I sculpted. I don't know if you want me to show you.
Oh yes,
I could show you.
please.
Yeah. So I haven't finished him like sanding.
Oh my god, yes. Is he the
So
light up
he
one too?
no, he's not a
Oh,
light up. He's a cupcake. So you can
oh,
actually see his form right here.
yeah.
So this was from Trash Panda Toys. This is
That's
his
cool.
platform, and he supplied me with the cupcake, and then I sculpted all this stuff on it. So he's like
That's
a
so
skull.
cool.
Yeah, this is the first time I've done something like this, so it's fun.
I love him.
Is he gonna have a like? What is he drinking?
Well, originally I thought it was beer, but the bottle shape, I'm gonna have to either refine it to make it look more like a beer bottle. If not, I think I'll make it like poison or something.
I was gonna say, and well, beer is poison, or I mean, like
There is poison,
it's
so
alcohol,
yeah, alcohol is not for us. So I guess.
but
So yeah,
still
that
consume
one's
it.
yeah. We're still gonna drink it. um, but yeah, that one's for that Trash Panda Toys. Their what is it called? It's called their Trick or Treat custom show. Yep.
That's so cool. Well, I'm super
Yeah.
excited for you. Thank you so much for doing
Thank
this
you.
with me. I
Thank
hope
you
we
for
can
having
do
me.
another one.
Anytime.
So is there anything else you want to like shout out before we like?
Sure. You guys can check out my Instagram. That's usually where I post all my work in progress and new drops that I do or collaborations I do with other artists. You just look for Fetch for Donuts. That's where you can find me. And then there you'll find a link to my shop where if you want to buy any of my pieces, that's where you would find them.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Aliana, for joining me
Thank
today.
you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Steph.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Aleana, for taking the time to interview with me. I hope you guys learned a little bit something from it. And if you want to see more interviews, drop a comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get notified whenever I upload a video, hit the bell for notifications. And until next time, bye, friends.